Lesson number 2. You have already learned your G chord, your C chord, your D chord, your D7 chord, your E minor chord, and your A minor chord. Now you have to learn how to go from each chord to each chord. You have what I like to call pivot points. For instance, in basketball, if you're going to turn around, you don't jump up, turn around, and come down. You pivot on one foot. You're going like this. So think of them as common fingers. All right, let's take from C to A minor. There's your C, there's your A minor. But notice the first finger's the same and the second finger's the same. So when you change from chord to chord on that, all you have to do is move this finger. All right, then when I go to move it back, notice my second finger comes up a little bit to give me room. When I go back to the C, it comes back up and this goes down. When you're practicing these, you just sit there and do the left hand. Okay, then if you want, you can strum. Okay, just everything nice and smooth. Okay, now your next one, you can do G to E minor. Notice I bring this finger up a little bit and just drop this one down. So your first finger is your pivot point. Pause this thing and practice that. Now you have from E minor to C. E minor, it's the second finger that stays down. The first finger comes here, and the third finger goes here. And notice I'm putting the fingers down at the same time. So that first off, you are getting used to not strumming it, just doing this, and then this. And go slow. Go really slow until you've got grace. If you have grace, do you see how graceful my fingers are? If you have grace, all right, then you will easily get speed. But without grace, you will not get speed. So there's your E minor to your C. Okay? Then, next one, E minor to A minor. First finger does the same thing, but then this comes up and you're dropping that finger there. So when I'm going back to E minor, this one comes back up and this one comes down. So remember, first finger, slide up, drop your third. Lift your 1 and 3, slide up, and place your first. There is your E minor to A minor. Okay? Then I'm going to go back to a C, which is a real easy one. Okay, and from C to A minor, we already did. Okay? Already did that. Now, A minor to D7. Okay? Remember your D7 is this one. Notice the first finger stays down. This finger takes the place of the 3. The 2 moves to where the 3 is, and the 3 sets down on the second fret, first string. So do you see how they stay on the same fret, and all of a sudden you have a string in between them. Okay? So practice that, and practice that, and practice that. Once you practice this, then you can try doing your strumming. Okay? Now, when you're on your D7 and you're going to G, I want you to see how your first finger is here, your second finger is here. Notice if I have that form, I can move it anywhere. I can move it around anywhere. You see that? I can move it wherever I want to go, but that's the form I want you to remember. Your first finger here, your second finger, the next fret up, and the next string up. So when I'm like this, look, I lift these two as a unit, and I have got them touching right here. So I lift them, I slide up 1 fret, and then place that same form there. So you can either target your second finger or target your first finger. Lift, move, place. Lift, move, place. And get used to doing them both together. and that is your D7 to your G. That is called a moving pivot point. Okay? Because the third finger does not lift up. It stays in contact. Okay? Now, to your hard ones. Ha. From G to C to G. No pivot points. You just have to get used to doing it. So you're going from G to C to G, trying to get them down together. Okay? Then you have from C to D to C. No pivot points. What I like to do on the D is that I try and target those two and then just lay this one in between. On the G, you can try and target these and drop that one. The C, you can try and target those and drop that one. But try and get them all together. Okay? So there's your C to D. Then you have from G to D. So you've got G to D. Okay? Try and study what your fingers are doing. Okay? And if necessary, just go, okay, I'm going from here to here. Here to here. You see, I'm going from here to here. Here to here. You see? And then you're going here to here. Do you see? If necessary, practice the two of them, then get used to this one will come up to here. And there you go. Practice these things hard. Work 5 minutes on all of these chord changes, which is putting you doing more than a half an hour at a time. But the sooner you get used to these, the better off you'll be and the quicker you can make music.